Hey, well, it is the end of day 2 of San Diego Comic-Con.
No, 3.
It's day 3 for us. It's day 2
Because of preview.
officially.
Official day 2.
It's confusing.
That's how confusing it is. And our brains are already starting to go.
My muscles hurt. Oh my gosh.
And tomorrow is the biggest day, just because it's Saturday is always the longest. And it was crazy.
It was
on the
crowded
exhibit floor
today. Yeah, it was difficult
wow.
getting through. When the kids wanted to walk, it was a little concerning because Toby is, above knee height and people just look at eye level. So they would, bowl right into him. So most of the time I kept him in the stroller. Just felt a little bit safer that way.
He did get like a 2 or 3 hour nap in that stroller though,
so
didn't
it was
you?
useful.
Yeah. Was that good?
You felt better after that, huh?
A lot of people were like, I want to do that.
So the morning started out with what has seemed to be a theme for us this trip. The mornings just are going downhill. Like things just don't work out the way that we plan. So the plan was we were going to, get up early and eat breakfast. And I had a exclusive signing. When you sign up on the portal, the Comic-Con portal, you can enter into a lottery for exclusive signings and exclusive things. And I managed to get one, and it was for one that I actually wanted.
Which is pretty impressive. It's hard to get them.
Yeah.
I've gotten 0 2 years in a row, so.
Yeah, sorry. But it was for DC Superhero Girls. That's actually a cartoon that I really like because it has a lot of the voice actors that I admire. I have a friend that's on the show and lots of voice actors that I really enjoyed meeting. So I had to get down there and get a wristband in order to go to the signing later on in the day. What I didn't realize, I had seen that you were supposed to pick up your wristbands at 9 a.m. When I, late last night, looked at the info, it actually said pick up your wristbands from 7 to 9 a.m. Whoops, that's a little earlier than I thought. So I had to be there before 9 a.m., which is difficult to do when you get up early and are trying to get the kids ready. So I ended up not getting breakfast. I had to book it down to the convention center on foot.
You get breakfast, but after
I got breakfast later, but I had to rush down there by myself.
Now, you thought you needed to print out the confirmation, and
Yes.
it didn't work in the hotel because of pop-ups.
The
But,
computer didn't print it out, so I was panicking.
but they
at that
did accept
point.
a screenshot, is
They
that right?
did,
So that's
yes.
something good to know for the future,
Yes.
is you don't have to print it out.
As long as you have your QR code or your confirmation email, they will accept that. You also have to have your photo ID with you and your badge. So I had all 3 of those, so I was good to go. A lot of the staff, we've mentioned this before, aren't well informed on where you're actually supposed to go sometimes for particular signings and directions. They sent us all over the place, and there were a couple of angry people that were going back and forth saying, oh, but this person said to go here, and it is a very long line. So give yourself lots of time if you have an exclusive wristband to pick up, or if you want to do the drawings for booths later in the day, get there early and be aware that you're going to walk a long ways and be sent all over the place. But picked up the wristband, we made it. Brandon got to go into the signing with me, and we got to meet some cool people. Lauren Faust.
Well, you got it.
You went with me.
Yep.
And
Good
we
sign.
got to meet Greg Griffin and Kari Walgren and Tara Strong, who is one of my favorites because, she's Twilight Sparkle. And what did she tell you when she saw your... What did she say? She saw that you were missing some teeth, and she's like, did my pudding knock out your teeth? Like that, right?
Yeah.
And he just looked at her like, huh? He didn't get it, but she's also Harley Quinn. So that was kind of fun to get to talk to them. And we had a blast with that. We got a poster. And then...
Well, and I was really hoping to be able to get one of the lottery signings to the Orville at the Dark Horse booth. So I made it there probably by close to 9 o'clock, waiting to get into the exhibit hall. Sun started coming out. It was great walking out over. It was overcast. It was nice and cool. Get over there and sun comes out, and just people keep coming and coming and coming. Exhibit hall was supposed to open at 9:30. They usually let people in kind of the waiting area just outside by like 9:15. 9:38, they still hadn't opened up our doors, and the crowds were just growing all around. And then they opened up the doors, and people just rush it. Cutting in line, it took probably a good 5 to 10 minutes just to get into the door with 2 little ones. Not easy.
Yeah.
By the time, and Laci ended up getting down there faster, by the time she got to the Dark Horse booth, 10 minutes with an opening, all of it was gone. So just no option. I was hoping to maybe do the Star Trek experience, the transporter at their booth. By the time we got there, 15, maybe 20 minutes after opening, the line was wrapped around the booth and on the back wall already and capped. They weren't even letting people in. So very disappointing. But by noon, my highlight of the day was I got to meet George Takei and the other authors of his new graphic novel, They Called Us Enemy. Very timely. One of the things that was really neat is he said that really it's a book for the kids because it's about hope. One of the things that I appreciate about him is good advocacy, but focused on the positive side. There are still some signings with him tomorrow, so if you are interested, go over by IDW and you can see him sign. They did it in an area where you could still at least pass by if they don't have wristbands left. And what was fun is we went off to the side and we saw his husband, Brad.
It was very nice.
Nobody was talking to him. He was just standing there. So we chatted for a while. He was a very nice guy. So that was fun. Brendan got a souvenir today. What is it?
It's a Spider-Man hanging on a...
Spider-Man hanging on a, what is it, lamppost?
Lamppost? With his camera. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You like it?
We went to a lot of booths today, lots of fun surprises. Over at the Costume Designers Guild, a surprise was they had Will Riker's uniform from The Next Generation, so that was exciting. Yeah. That's a fun one to do. I think it's booth 735. I got excited. Penguin Random House. I love audiobooks, and I listen to a lot of the Star Wars ones. I got one of the pop sockets. It may not be officially pop socket, but that kind of thing with C-3PO and R2-D2, which I'm really excited about. So that was fun. We got to go to an audiobook panel on Star Wars.
Yeah, that was really fun. It was moderated and led by a producer at Penguin Random House, and it was neat getting to hear from him and from the 2 narrators that they had on the panel, plus a writer, what goes into making the Star Wars audiobooks. And I loved that they mentioned how difficult it is to do audiobooks, because Josh has heard all my stories. I've done a few audiobooks. It's few and far between. I do more animation and toys and stuff, but the audiobooks that I have done, they're difficult. They take a long time, a lot of stamina, and I loved hearing the narrators talk about that and point out how different it is from normal voice acting and what goes into it and how you have to take care of your voice. So that was fascinating to get to hear and how they created their characters. I enjoyed that.
One of the fun things then is in Sales Pavilion, and we mentioned this in our guide, but you can meet a lot of people who are doing autographs. Yeah. And one of the things that I think a lot of people don't know is everybody who's signing in Sales Pavilion has agreed to be able to give one free autograph in the souvenir guide. My brain is gone.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can just walk by and talk to people and have fun. One of the guys I want to give a shout out to is Rico Anderson. He was in Star Trek Renegades and also in the Orville. Yeah. Orville fans, if you remember the Moclan doctor who changed the gender of Bortus's daughter into a son in tradition of Moklas. That was him. We chatted with him for quite a while.
Nice guy, really.
Really nice guy.
not nice character.
Has some good, fun experiences with prosthetics and such. So I think he'll be around. But one of the people to look for also the Pop Culture Hero Coalition. Mm-hmm. They're really focused on kind of anti-bullying campaigns. Chase Masterton from Deep Space Nine is part of that. And Dr. Janina Scarlett, a fellow psychologist, is part of it as we drop things down. One of the last things I was really hoping to do was go to a DS9 panel on the documentary What We Left Behind. And we got there about at least 30 minutes in advance. It was one of the smaller-ish rooms, but I was like, it's 7 o'clock at night.
Fine.
It'll be fine. You usually do ones in smaller rooms. It'll be fine.
Whatever.
The line was so long, so I was like, all right, let's wait. It just kept growing. Yeah. So Laci went to go get the stroller, pick it up.
I figured it wasn't fair for the kids to take up seats for people that really wanted to see that panel.
What happened? Somebody gave
Yeah.
and just gave the boys a toy. One of the fun things that happens at San Diego Comic-Con, especially with cute boys, especially when they're nice, huh?
Yeah.
And nice and grateful.
Just
yes.
walking along. I think
Cool
this
toys.
lady had maybe won a giveaway or something at a booth, and
It's
maybe
pretty cool.
she doesn't have kids, but she just spotted Brendan and I walking and reached out to Brendan and said, "Hey, would you have fun with this?" And he lit up, right? What did you say?
Yes.
it made his day. He bounced up and down. And
So just as they came back, Penny Johnson-Gerald, who was in Deep Space Nine, is also in the Orville, came by and walked and talked to some of us down the line, saying
Really awesome
that,
of her.
you know, she didn't say that we weren't going to get in. I noticed most of us didn't. I didn't get in, but she was like, "I know most of you aren't going to be able to ask a question, but follow me on Twitter." She's great on Twitter, by the way. You absolutely should. But that was nice. And then Ira Stephen Bear, one of the DS9 producers, and he led this documentary, and Sarek Lufton, who played Jake Sisko, and Aaron Eisenberg, who played Nog, and Chase Masterton, who was Leto, all came down and said hi to us outside the line. So that was really cool.
Great people.
Did not have to do that at all. But I really appreciated it. That made me feel better to miss the panel. I was probably about 10, 15 people back from getting in, but at least got to say hi, gave high fives to Sarek and Aaron, which was fun. So we decided instead to go and we hit, there was an Audible activation off-site for a Stanley audiobook, I think series called Alliances. Kind of interesting. Toby, show what you got there. What did we get from there? Super cool rainbow glasses that they want. You can wear yours too. And we have been branded. We haven't downloaded the app
we got
yet.
tattoos. It's a family.
Yeah.
That's safe, right?
Show Toby. You got it too? Look at that.
Wow.
And we understand it is Stan Lee saying Excelsior,
it's a
which was
waveform,
really cool.
so that's fitting. It's audio.
Did you guys have fun walking around? There's a lot of black light. It was fun.
We gotta go through the strings a little.
You got to feel through the strings a little
like
bit.
a hall of mirrors and neat sound experiences.
So it was fun. The line was not too bad. One of the cool things that I love audiobooks. They gave us a code to download the audiobook on Audible. So I'm really looking forward
So check
to
that out.
that. Yeah, that's worth it.
It's worth it.
Food then. We
were starving.
It was crazy. Lacey was going to go to Subway. It was out the door and down the block. We ended up going to CVS. That was pretty easy.
It worked out well.
We have a microwave in our room.
Yeah.
So we're going to go do that now.
Chili and soup. Yum.
Yay! Have a good night. Say bye, boys.
Bye.
Bye.